What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Blythe and I'm gardening in Zone 8A in Eastern Georgia. We just got finished with our March garden prep series, and so now everything is on to planting. It is super hot out here, you guys. I planted some perennials the other day and a few foxglove and echinacea, and I said that it wasn't a good transplanting day because it was really sunny and hot and I was doing it in the middle of the day, but it ended up being super overcast the day after. It's been super overcast today until literally 10 minutes ago, and so I had this whole plan to go and plant, and I'm still gonna do it, but just a disclaimer, planting in the middle of the day in the middle of the hot sun is not the best for specifically transplants. Seeds, they don't care, you can do seeds whenever, but transplants, you want to kind of do it when it's a little bit overcast or a little bit cool, and you also can do it at night so that they get the whole night to kind of like recuperate and kind of get used to their new home. But we are now, it's April 3rd today, and we are able to see our 10-day forecast past our estimated last frost date, which was April 9th, and the temps are looking incredible. I think we have a couple nights in the 40s, but other than that, they're in the 50s and 60s, and the high today is actually 83. So insane. It's been already a super interesting weather year for us, so we're just gonna go for it. If we get a surprise frost, then we'll panic. Other than that, I am planting tomatoes today. I just got done planting some potatoes, which I'm late on those actually. We usually do those here in March, middle of March. So I'm late on those. I went and got some soil and went ahead and got those in some grow bags because I have plans for the rest of my raised bed garden, and I don't like to do in-ground, like underground, in-ground stuff. I don't know, I haven't really done much of that yet, but I'm not a huge fan. So grow bags for those, I'll show you guys, I'll flip it around for you. I've got a ponderosa lemon that I'm going to be repotting really quickly, and then we are going to get in the garden and plant our tomatoes. So this is a super exciting day. I have way too many tomatoes. We might have to be picking through and seeing what we're going to plant, but I'm going to plant them in my tunnel this year, and I have kind of a plan that I'll kind of explain to you guys in just a second. But let me show you the potatoes and let's get the lemon tree planted. Here are the potatoes, looking extra ready to go and fresh. This is a 20-gallon grow bag, and then these are 5-gallon grow bags. So I planted 7 in this and then like 2 or 3 in each of these. So I think that would be good. And then this year we are growing Silverton russet potatoes. So I'm super excited about that. And I do have some left over so that we can do some succession planting. Hopefully I'll be able to do at least one more round towards the end of the summer or midsummer, end of summer. So this ponderosa lemon has so many buds on it right now. Like, holy moly, look at that. That's insane. It is not the size to be putting off that many blooms. So I just realized that the pot that I got was the size smaller than I needed. So I've got this 20-gallon grow bag that I'm gonna plant it into instead, which means we're probably gonna have to go get some more soil at some point. But I'll go ahead and kind of get started on it and then leave some room to top it off. So I'm realizing this is not going to work. I don't have enough soil and I don't have time to go get any right now. So I'm just going to hold it off for now and just get to the tomatoes. It should be okay. Hopefully I'll get it planted this weekend in a few days, but it seems happy. So nix that, pretend you didn't see any of that. I'm going to leave it in here because this is the reality of gardening. You just kind of get out here and you kind of, especially with ADHD, you just kind of like pop around everywhere, and it's a mess sometimes. So we will come back to the lemon repotting and we'll go ahead and start tomatoes. I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. I have been collecting my duck's eggs for a week or two now, and I think I'm gonna have enough of them. I've got 32, I think, roughly, tomatoes that I'm gonna plant out today. So I always plant an egg underneath my tomatoes. If you guys haven't heard that, it's like an old farmer's trick. And so far I've been really successful by doing that. So I'm gonna be doing that. And since they're duck eggs, they're a little bit tougher on the shell. So I am gonna crack them before I put them in the hole, which you guys will see. But for regular chicken eggs that you have, you don't have to do that. The roots will grow strong enough to break it, and probably they would for the duck eggs too, but I've always done it that way of cracking it, so I'm just gonna keep doing it that way. So I just wanted to explain the plan to you guys really quickly. This tunnel is 20 foot long, and it has, up a little bit, it's got these 3 holes going across the top. So my plan is to do a row here, a row in the middle, and a row on the other side, and try the Florida weave method of trellising this year, which I've never done before. So I'm hoping that it will be easy. We'll see. This thing is hopefully going to be tall enough to contain the tomatoes if they do really well this year. But I do heavily prune my tomatoes, which you guys will see in another video. Pretty much down to 1 liter, sometimes 2 if I miss it, but I'm gonna try to stay on top of it this year. We did not do so great last year on that, but you know, eventually at some point I do kind of let them go because it gets so hot and I just don't want to come out here, especially in the tunnel. I might be feeling that way. So that's the plan, and we hopefully are gonna be successful this year. You guys will be along for the journey. And then I also want to put, since I only have 32 tomatoes, this is 20 foot long, I typically plant my tomatoes 10 to 12 inches apart, which scorn me in the comments if you must. I grow way too many tomato varieties to have enough room to give them like 18 to 24 inches apart. I just don't. So I just do that way. It's pretty good for me, so we're gonna stick to that. And then this year I'm gonna try some companion planting because I have been doing a lot of research on it, and so I'm gonna be growing in between some of these. Like, it might be more in the walkways, it might be kind of like in between. It might be like 2 tomatoes, some companion plant, 2 tomatoes, companion plant, to see how that spacing works. But I'm gonna be growing cilantro, marigolds, and summer squash, hopefully in here, because those things are gonna stay a little bit smaller anyway. So when the tomatoes start growing, all those were gonna, you know, kind of stay underneath and be thriving. So hopefully that's gonna work, but we're just gonna start burning the holes, and then we'll go back and count and see kind of how we're feeling. I just felt a raindrop. Good thing we're in the tunnel. Oh, it looks like a little shower's rolling in. So, but we're gonna get as many as we can planted today. If we don't get them all planted, it's all good. You know, we can just leave them out here in the tunnel. They're completely hardened off. I might just put them back just to be on the safe side, but I'm just really excited to be getting the 2025 garden planted. So let's go ahead and start burning holes, and I'll take you guys along for that. So organized. I'm literally already sweating, but the next thing I'm gonna do is set all the tomatoes out where I want them to go, and then I will take you along with me to show you how I like to plant tomatoes, and then we'll just get it done. So we are back out here. My camera died in the middle of doing that, and then my daughter woke up. So we're back out. It's a lot cooler. It's a little closer to the evening. Got her playing, and we are going to plant these tomatoes. I am glad that she interrupted because I totally forgot to grab my tags, which I wanted to show you guys what I like to use because it has been a game changer for identifying all the plants that I plant. So I use these tree tags, which I'll link these below, and I'm going to show you guys when I show you how I plant, I'm going to show you how I like to use these as well. Okay, so real quick, I just wanted to show you guys how I like to plant my tomatoes. It's pretty simple. I've got my egg ready to go, and I've got this little like 4-in-1 tool to use. So I just like to dig a really big hole that will be able to plant the tomato up to its first set of leaves. So then I like to take my egg and I'll just like crack it a little bit. This is just the fastest method. Crack it a little bit on the side of my knife, throw it in. Sometimes I crack it that way. And then you just take your tomato out, kind of loosen up the roots a little bit, put it in, which this hole could have been a little bit deeper, but that's okay. So it could have been a little bit deeper, but I'm pretty happy with that. And then I'll take my tree tag with the name of the tomato on there and just wrap it around the base. And these hold up really well, especially if you have like a specific plant marker, like a plant marker, if that makes sense. And so I'm able to read these well into the season, literally through the whole season. So yeah, and usually the base doesn't get much bigger than that. So it fits well, and I know exactly what I've got. Let's get to planting the rest. Everything is done. All the tomatoes are planted. Got it all done. I'll kind of show you guys real quick. So there's not really any method to this. I just kept, if I had 2 or 3 of each variety, I just kind of kept them together. Some of them are like right next to each other. Some of them are one space apart, which I'll be planting the stuff in between the companion plants. And so all we have left to do is water these guys in, and we'll be done planting for today. I did want to say, like, even with all the interruptions, I am planting these close to the evening, so I think they're going to be a lot happier. I know I said before that transplanting should be on cloudy days or in the evenings, and so we're out here in the evening, which kind of worked out really well. But I'm going to get these guys watered in, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope we see you in the next one.